So I'm gonna make it abundantly clear. I'm not here defending Diddy. I am here because I got dragged into this because somebody asked me a question and I had an opinion. Nobody's wrong for giving an opinion about any subject, period. I'm not here defending Diddy. Don't let the narrative fool you or get to you. Once again, somebody's creating narratives. This is my point. So please look at the whole clip that I did and then look what happens with the narrative. And that's what I'm telling you. Y'all people don't be sheep. Use your brain, use your freedom of thought, freedom of speech, and don't ever let nobody bully.
Diddy's son just sparked a serious online moment, and things got loud real quick. Christian Combs posted that if he ever crosses paths with 50 Cent, he'd slap him. And that alone sent the internet spinning. But that's not even the wild part. Fans are now claiming several famous names are feeling pressed ever since 50's Netflix project went live. Allegedly. This isn't just keyboard drama anymore. 50 is catching pressure from multiple angles, and some people look extremely uncomfortable with what's being brought to light. In this video, I'll break down who fans believe wants 50 to back off, why nerves are clearly shot, and what moves might be happening behind the scenes to make this documentary quietly disappear. Now here's why everyone's on edge. The documentary pulled 21.8 million views in just 6 days. That's massive. It even outperformed major Netflix releases, and this isn't some rumor-filled clip show. There's never-before-seen footage, private conversations, and longtime insiders finally sharing their side. That's why tensions are high right now. And 50, he's posting non-stop on Instagram. No filter at all. He spent 2 full years building this project. 2 years! Right up to moments before Diddy's legal troubles, insider stories from bad boy circles, and serious allegations that left a lot of people uncomfortable from day one. The documentary doesn't dodge anything. It goes into the parties, the allegations, and even long-running claims tied to what happened to Tupac and Biggie. This is heavy, uncomfortable territory, and now that millions have seen it, certain celebrities are allegedly panicking hard. Fans claim some people are scrambling behind the scenes, even trying to lean on powerful connections, just to keep their names far away from anything linked to Diddy. And 50 Cent, he's not folding at all. He's posting proof, naming names and making it loud and clear he's not intimidated. No filters, no fear, no backing down. So let's talk about who's trying to slow this down and why. Starting with the biggest headline maker, Diddy's son, Christian Combs. He literally tweeted, "If I ever see 50 Cent, I'll slap him." And yeah, people did a double take. That's a bold claim for someone talking to 50 like that. 50 fired back, calling him "little bro," telling him to relax and keep quiet. And honestly, the internet couldn't stop laughing. People started pointing out Christian's past public scuffles that went nowhere, which made the whole threat look even weaker. But it didn't stop there. Christian dropped not 1, but 2 diss tracks aimed at 50. One line even said, "50 Cent, why you so mad? Is it 'cause you never got to go shopping with my dad?" Yeah, that's a real lyric. And while Christian's songs barely made noise, 50 was busy stacking millions off a top Netflix documentary. The wild part? It took 50 way less time to make that project than it took Christian to promote his music. Let's be real, nobody's buying that act at all. Christian even dropped a song using his own mom's name, and it still went nowhere. Fans weren't feeling it, and the noise didn't move the needle one bit. The documentary even points out how long it took Diddy just to put a few lines together, which shocked a lot of people watching. What really set people off is the lifestyle gap. These kids grew up comfortable, never stressing bills, rent, or clocking in for a regular job. They've never waited on a paycheck or felt real pressure. Yet they talk
put out this Diddy doc, and Marlon was asked about this Diddy doc on, what is this, 92.3, okay, in LA, and they asked him, did he watch it? And he said he was diddied out. Let that, pretty much saying, yo, that man is already doing time, and he said 50 Cent got to be careful because, you know, he gonna get his karma. Something to that effect. What you got to say about that?
F you, the boat you ride on, anybody look like you got your last name and roll on that boat with you. You feel me?
Correct.
I'm picking a side, bro. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
I'm picking a side. I'm not giving no dude, you understand, that I'm against a chance to ever do anything against me again. I'm not giving him, he don't got no side, bro. You know, anybody on his side is against me.
Understood.
And I'm going on that premises for the rest of my life. If you like a that I hate,
online like they've lived that life. That attitude rubbed a lot of folks the wrong way. And here's the thing. They're making it worse for themselves. Every post, every song, every comment just adds more attention to the situation. Meanwhile, 50 keeps moving calmly while the spotlight stays locked on them. Now, let's talk about Diddy's twin daughters because they caught major backlash online. They asked people to rise above it and ignore what's happening, and that message did not land well at all. A lot of viewers felt that tone dismissed serious concerns raised in the documentary. The response was so intense they ended up turning off their comments. The internet was not letting it slide. Many people felt it wasn't their place to downplay situations that others say affected them deeply. And that reaction alone shows just how heated and emotional this whole situation has become. Here's what really stands out to me. Chance Combs, the one daughter who stayed mostly quiet through all this, is the only one people seem to respect.
It seems like Diddy's just out there to take, everyone's girl, it seems like. If you got her, I want her.
Jack, let me ask you, in episode 3, we get to the Kim Porter story and of course introduce Cassie. What are your thoughts as far as how they portrayed Kim Porter with this Reckoning documentary?
They didn't portray her at all.
Yeah, they didn't.
That's the thing. They didn't portray her at all. She was spoken for by Kalina. That was interesting to watch. You don't think? Kalina's testimony? She was probably the most pitiful witness they brought up to speak about all of this in the entire thing. Kalina?
Wait, why you say that? She was emotional. She was...
Emotional? That's what you call it?
That's what I'm trying to call it.
Capricorn Clark was emotional. I'll give her emotional. I'm sitting there looking at someone in my...
right now. Even when she spoke up for her father during the legal moments, she kept it calm. No theatrics, no extra noise. That showed real maturity. But the twins? Whole different energy. They're still popping up at elite celebrity parties, moving like nothing happened. A lot of people feel they care more about image and clout than about the serious concerns raised in the documentary. And trust me, the internet has made its feelings very clear about that. Now this part shocked a lot of folks. Marlon Wayans jumped on a radio show in LA and started defending Diddy, and people were like, why? He said 50 Cent was wrong for dropping the documentary and claimed he was kicking Diddy while he's down. Then Marlon brought up karma, saying, what goes around comes around, and added that Diddy just needs time to sit with God and reflect instead of being criticized publicly. That had people confused and side-eyeing hard, because here's the thing, nobody asked him to jump in like that. So why speak up unless you feel...
my opinion, who appears to be struggling with a substance issue, trying not to fall apart on camera. Meanwhile, nobody paying attention to the fact that she's sitting there afraid to really say anything at all because she's in the middle of a custody battle and she's trying to get her kids back. And she's got to be careful of whatever she says because it could make it impossible for her to get her kids back. Did nobody pay attention to that?
Yeah, no, she said she wanted $5K from Diddy.
She wanted $5K from her former bandmate and a billionaire. And he wouldn't even give her $5K to help her get her kids back? Why not? But then again, nobody's talking about who her husband is and who her husband is to Diddy. He's one of Diddy's #1 minions.
Oh yeah, no, that's news.
He's a loyalist. He is a Diddy do-wop-bop. Kalina's also bisexual, so I'm finding it kind of interesting that she didn't see anything, she wasn't around anything.
Personally touched by it. And 50? He didn't ignore it at all. He went straight to Instagram, posting an old photo of Marlon from White Chicks, basically clowning the whole situation. The message was clear.
Jennifer Lopez had to do was marry a white boy, Oscar winner for people to stop remembering that she had a gun in her pocketbook. She had gunshot residue on her hands the night that Natanya was shot at that club. For all we know, that bullet came from the gun that was in her hand. And not once has she spoken up for the betterment of that woman. Not once has she donated to her family or for her medical bills that she's still paying or say something in her defense to stop Puffy from gaslighting her and trying to put hits out on her because he was afraid that maybe one day they would open the case and she still has the bullet fragments in her face. Like J-Lo has said, nothing. You really thought that just running off and marrying Ben Affleck was gonna take you out of the Diddy downfall? But it saved her the first time though, didn't it? Because as soon as that club was over and as soon as they finished interrogating her, when she sat there and cried like a baby, I don't want to go to jail.
Don't say his name if you're not ready for the response. And when you line up everything coming out, people start asking real questions. But Marlon didn't stop after that first comment. He doubled down and warned 50 about karma again.
I don't want to go to jail. Benny Medina put her with that drunk white boy until she ran him off. Like, there are people sitting here screaming out at the toll that the atrocities that Sean Combs has done to their lives, and you're trying to avoid your part in the story or the fact that you never spoke up. You know, you want to tell people on the low and put it out there that the movie was about you getting away from Puffy, but you didn't think about the trail of girls that you left behind. What happens to Cassie if J-Lo had said something to Diddler back then? Would Cassie have ever been a victim? Answer me that. Because that situation happened in the late 90s. That situation happened before Aaliyah passed away, and Aaliyah passed away in 2001. He didn't get with Cassie until 2009, 15 years after he was with Jennifer. If she had to come forward about the abuse that she suffered in a relationship with Sean Combs, Cassie would never have gone through what she's gone through. J-Lo being a stand bitch is Cassie not getting punted in a fucking hole.
Basically saying if things ever flip on him, he'll regret putting all this out there. That warning had people raising eyebrows. Then Marlon took it to Instagram and went personal. He started clowning 50's fashion, joking about his suit looking tight and calling him Buff Big, saying he looked like he was wearing an Easter suit with a Halloween face. He even posted an old pool photo of 50 and Diddy together, like that was supposed to prove something. The internet was not impressed. And now everyone's asking the same thing. Why is Marlon this defensive? What's really behind all this energy? Even Charlemagne the God called out the weird double standard. He pointed out that when TMZ'd Hulu and Peacock dropped content about Diddy, nobody said a word about karma. But suddenly, when it's 50, a black creator, now it's all, you're kicking a man while he's down. That switch-up looks real suspicious. But here's where it gets strange. You just watched 4 full episodes covering Diddy's entire life, career, parties, controversies. And guess who's completely missing? Jay-Z. Not one mention, not one image, nothing. And if you know hip-hop history, that makes 0 sense. Jay-Z and Diddy moved together for years. Business, events, parties, there's endless proof. So why does it look like Jay-Z was erased from the story like he never existed? Someone on TikTok summed it up perfectly. They said, "Where is Jay-Z?" Because after finishing the whole documentary, there's not a single photo, not one mention, not even a clip of him anywhere. That immediately set off alarms for a lot of viewers. People started asking what kind of behind-the-scenes understanding 50 might have made with the Carters. And honestly, that question isn't random at all. Just months ago, there were public conversations linking both Jay-Z and Diddy in the same headlines. Now suddenly, Jay-Z is completely gone from the narrative. The theory floating around is that some kind of quiet agreement was made. Maybe Jay-Z offered support off camera, and in return, 50 kept him out of the documentary entirely. Because let's be real, you cannot tell Diddy's full story without mentioning Jay-Z.
Really? It's not how you play the game. Really?
It doesn't add up. Jaguar Wright even spoke on this, pointing out how strange it is that Jay-Z and Stevie J are both missing from the story. She's been saying for a while that certain powerful names managed to get wiped from the timeline. That leads to one big question.
Dyeing that beard than Diddy wear.
All right, that's enough.
I know.
That's enough.
I seen him. He shows me behind the curtain.
That's enough. All right, I'm gonna edit this out.
But still,
Put
a note on it. You can edit that one.
Is Jay-Z really that untouchable? What kind of influence does it take to disappear from hip-hop history like that? And then there's Jennifer Lopez. Her silence right now is loud. Real loud. People still remember that old club incident everyone talked about for years.
Belong in jail based on what they do and how they do it. We know that to be true. And it's just this situation, man, when they get down to all the facts and all what happened, he may belong in jail, bro. And that's not my doing. That's not Cassie doing. That's his doing and his learned behavior from the people that mentored him. You gotta realize, man, he learned from Andre Harrell. He learned from Russell Simmons. He learned from Clyde Davis. You understand? When those people are telling you that they were heavy into the drugs. They was heavy into beating women and doing things at that age, at that crazy stage. That's gonna make him think that he can get away with the same thing that they was getting away with back then. You understand? The things that he was saying, you know, the touchy-feely between two men and all that stuff like that, man. All that, he learned that from them dudes. When I told y'all the story.
And viewers are once again questioning why some names never get addressed while others are put front and center. And to this day, that woman is still dealing with the physical damage from that night. And what has J-Lo ever done for her?
When me and my man went up to Russell Simmons, and he had a house, and he had a man in bikini drawers in his bedroom, in his bed. You understand? Bruh, this is that he learned. I'm assuming he learned it from them. Let me put that. And I'm not gonna say alleged because I saw that for my own self. My man was with me, Slick was with me, and we saw that for our own self. You understand what I'm saying? So these are behaviors and things that with drugs and all the stuff that's going on, pills, drinking, it can make this man into a monster, and that's what it did, bruh. It made him into a monster, bruh. What's happening to him now is one of the greatest tragedies that we're gonna ever read about, bruh. This is going to be one of the greatest tragedies that Shakespeare couldn't write in Richard. He couldn't write it in Macbeth. He couldn't write this in Romeo and Juliet. This is going to be one of the greatest tragedies of hip-hop, along with Pac's death.
Nothing. Not a statement, not support, not even public empathy. She never stood up for that woman and never pushed back when blame started getting shifted around. Instead, J-Lo moved on fast. She distanced herself, cleaned up her image, and later married Ben Affleck like that would magically wipe the past away. But here's the part that really bothers people. If J-Lo had spoken honestly back in the late 90s about what she saw and experienced, other women might have been spared years of pain. That silence mattered. People believed that telling the truth early could have changed a lot of outcomes. But instead, she stayed quiet, rebranded, and acted like that chapter never existed. That choice still doesn't sit right with a lot of viewers. Now, let's get into the legal chaos. Diddy's legal team didn't waste a second once the documentary hit Netflix. They immediately went on offense, sending cease and desist letters and calling the project a hit piece. They claim the footage shouldn't have been released and are hinting at major legal action. But here's the twist that shocked everyone. That footage allegedly came from a videographer Diddy himself hired. Yep, someone he trusted to document his life right before his legal troubles. The irony is wild. He thought he was clearing his name, and instead, it all flipped completely. But instead, that footage somehow ended up in 50's hands. And now 21.8 million people have already seen it on Netflix. Talk about irony. People are saying Diddy basically filmed his own collapse without even realizing it. What really caught attention are those recorded conversations. Once private talks get recorded, things can spiral fast. Fans believe that footage changed everything because it showed moments that were never meant for the public eye. Netflix allegedly paid big money for it too, which only adds more fuel to the chaos. In those clips, viewers hear Diddy stressing about media coverage and public opinion. He's focused on controlling the narrative, worried about how he looks, and trying to manage the fallout. But instead of helping him, those moments only made things worse. A lot of people feel the footage paints a bad picture. It comes off like image management mattered more than accountability, and that didn't sit right with viewers at all. Now there's also an old clip of Ellen and Diddy resurfacing online. At the time, it seemed playful, but now the jokes hit very different. Since the documentary dropped, Ellen's been keeping a super low profile. And naturally, people are asking questions like, what did she know about those parties? And when did she know it? So now, people are asking the obvious question, why is she staying so quiet? The connections are there, and folks are definitely paying attention. Kevin Hart's reaction has also raised eyebrows. An old clip resurfaced showing Kevin partying at Diddy's events, and 50 even reposted it, hinting that Kevin looks nervous about what the documentary might expose. There's another moment that really stood out. Mark Wahlberg cracks a joke about Diddy, and Kevin instantly tenses up. You can literally see the switch flip on his face. He starts looking uncomfortable, asking what's coming next. next, and even pushing for certain parts to be edited out. That had people asking one simple question: if there's nothing to hide, why all the panic? Then there's Russell Simmons posting vague messages from Bali about tearing down black icons, and the internet connected the dots fast. People believe he's clearly talking about this whole situation. And here's where it gets interesting. Russell is currently living in Bali, and viewers quickly pointed out that it's a place where US legal reach is limited. That timing didn't go unnoticed. Even Gene Deal, Diddy's former bodyguard, spoke on this. He claimed Russell played a major role in shaping Diddy's mindset, along with other powerful industry figures. According to Gene, those older players taught him he could move without consequences, and people believe the evidence is finally catching up. And this part really backs everything up. Multiple women have come forward over the years with serious claims against Russell Simmons, and people online haven't forgotten the timeline either. Fans keep pointing out that he was a grown adult when he started a relationship with Kimora Lee while she was still a teenager, which made a lot of viewers uncomfortable. There was even supposed to be a major HBO documentary about those allegations, but according to reports, Russell applied heavy pressure behind the scenes, which led Oprah Winfrey to step away from the project. That alone shows how much influence he had at the time. The documentary still released under the name On the Record, and anyone can watch it to hear those women speak for themselves. Not long after all that surfaced, Russell moved to Bali and has stayed there ever since. People definitely noticed the timing. Now let's talk about Stevie J, because he's been one of Diddy's loudest defenders. He was reportedly inside Diddy's Miami home during one of the searches and came out saying everything was fake and no laws were broken. Then, he turned his attention to 50, accusing him of betraying his own people and even trying to challenge him publicly. 50's response? Classic. He joked that if he's selling out, it's only his own brand, laughing the whole thing off. Stevie's name later popped up in another lawsuit headline, which 50 reposted with a sarcastic caption. Stevie kept pushing, but 50 brushed it all off like comedy, saying good luck even getting close. The whole back and forth turned into straight internet circus vibes. At this point, things just kept getting stranger. Floyd Mayweather randomly brought up Diddy in an interview when nobody even asked him about it. He said he wouldn't speak badly about Diddy because he's still a black man and that mistakes happen. That alone raised eyebrows. But then Floyd said something that really shocked people. He claimed that even if something like that involved his own daughter, he'd be hurt, but that it would be a choice she made. People were stunned. Like, Floyd, why even say that? 50 Cent jumped on it immediately. He straight up called Floyd out, saying nobody even asked him about this, and questioning why he'd say something so reckless. Then 50 went full troll mode, clowning Floyd's reading struggles. He offered $750,000 to charity if Floyd could read one full page from Harry Potter. When Floyd said he'd do it, 50 switched it to Cat in the Hat because, you know, easier words? Petty? Absolutely. Funny? Even more. And then there's Ray J, who's been giving some of the weirdest interviews of all. He keeps calling Diddy his mentor and saying everything between adults was agreed upon. He also claimed he doesn't even know what certain party rumors mean and joked his way through the whole thing. That didn't sit right with many people at all. 50's reaction summed it up perfectly. Straight disbelief. Folks are watching this spiral in real time, and the takes just keep getting wilder by the day. Then Ray J somehow took it even further and started rambling with weird wordplay that had everyone confused. People were like, "Ray, what are you even talking about right now?" It got uncomfortable fast. 50 jumped back online, joking that now it makes sense why people were worried about Ray spiraling, saying he needs to chill before things get worse. The whole situation just felt off. Ray J defending Diddy this hard has people side-eyeing him heavy. When someone goes this far out of their way, folks start wondering what they're trying to protect or hide. That's just how it looks to the public. Meanwhile, Rick Ross has been completely silent through all of this, just like Jay-Z. And 50 wasn't letting that slide at all. He pulled lyrics from an old 2013 Rick Ross track that already caused controversy back then. 50 reposted a photo of Ross and Diddy together with a caption basically saying, "Sometimes you gotta stand on the right side." That old track even cost Ross a major brand deal years ago, so this isn't new info. But 50 is reminding everyone how deep those connections go. And when someone with that history goes quiet, people notice. So let's recap the madness. Christian Combs making bold online threats, the twins telling critics to rise above it, Marlon Wayans jumping in to defend Diddy, Jay-Z missing from the documentary, and J-Lo staying silent about that old club incident. This situation keeps getting deeper by the day. Look at the pattern here. Diddy's lawyers trying to pressure Netflix, Ellen staying silent, Kevin Hart looking uncomfortable, Russell Simmons posting from Bali, Stevie J throwing wild challenges, Floyd Mayweather saying things nobody asked for, Ray J giving strange interviews, Rick Ross saying absolutely nothing. None of this feels random. Anyone defending Diddy or going quiet ends up getting highlighted by 50 Cent. And honestly, that spotlight is exactly why people look nervous right now. So let me ask you this. Who do you think is the most desperate to stop this documentary? Do you believe Jay-Z made a quiet move to stay out of it? Why is Marlon Wayans so emotionally invested? And what do you think happens next for 50 after all this pressure? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I read every single one. If you made it this far, make sure you like, share, and subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. This story is nowhere near done. See you on the next one.